Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show.
Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Mike, we can actually say yeek tonight.
Yeek, yes we can. Finally. Oh my God. That was cathartic.
You can see here that we're back in business. The Cavs bounce back big tonight, Mike, with a 126-104 victory. Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley all played. My first initial reaction, Mike, obviously great win. And I thought they like how they won in a dominant fashion, really sent a message to Indiana tonight. Evan Mobley, to me, Mike, was the player of the game. I thought he had the biggest impact on both ends of the floor, rebounding, offensive rebounding. The Cavs played more zone tonight, which I thought really hindered Indiana and made them push the ball in the corner. There are guys like Obi Toppin forced them to shoot the three late in the clock, which I was screaming for them to do more zone, and actually getting back in defense. But I thought Evan Mobley, Mike, his rebounding down low, being a force, and then putting him at the top of the zone, too, on defense, really he was just a force tonight. What did you think of Mobley tonight?
Mobley was the X factor. You took the words right out of my mouth, brother. Without him, I mean, when Evan Mobley's not on the floor, you feel his absence. He's become that important to our team. He's our second best player and future best player, in my opinion. But he was dominant on the defensive side of the ball this evening. Now, obviously, been out a couple games with an ankle injury, kind of had a little bit of shakiness to start. You're starting your first series away, and you're not up, and he was bobbling some passes and turning the ball over carelessly at the start of the game, but as he settled in, he was unstoppable. People would come up, he basically shut down Tyrese Halliburton every time he got switched onto him in the zone defense. Tyrese Halliburton was a non-factor this evening, thanks to Evan Mobley. He's just an absolute game wrecker, absolute game changer. He had a couple threes this evening as well and got aggressive down the lane. Got to the charity line a couple times. Just absolute force.
Yeah, his stat line tonight, we pulled up here. Evan Mobley tonight, folks, he was, 18 points, 13 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field, 4 assists as well. He had 3 blocks tonight, Mike, and 3 steals.
Yeah.
Plus 26 in the plus minus.
Yeah, and he was contesting everything. He is just a force. When he's out there, it makes everybody better. He just does.
They don't have an answer for him either. They don't have an answer for him.
No. And here, Miles Turner, great player. One of the best centers in the league, in my opinion. Super underrated, always has been. His whole career, Miles Turner's been underrated. And that's mainly because he played for some unfantastic Pacers teams. But he's not Evan Mobley. He can't play defense like Evan Mobley. He's not. I don't think he's the athlete Evan Mobley is anymore. You're just seeing that, man. Evan Mobley he's a special kind of player. Obviously Donovan Mitchell is going to do what Spida Mitchell does. He's going to be a force on his own. And obviously I don't know what he finished with. I know it was over 40.
He
But-
had 43.
Yep, 43 points. And I've never and let me know what you think, Joseph. Do you
Shout out to you, Humble. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, what's up, Humble? I was just
Go ahead.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna ask, I'll say this, like I've never seen a guy make 40 points look so effortless, but also look like he's fighting for every inch. Bro hits the deck, and like every time he hits the deck, like I cringe. And I know if you're a Cavs fan out there, you cringe every time Spida hits the deck, but then he'll just pop up. I think one of the announcers this evening had the best metaphor for it I've ever seen. He's like an NFL running back. The dude's just, he's not the tallest shooting guard in the world, but he's just so strong and so good in his technique that bro just pops up. You can't keep him down, and he'll just attack until he's just too gassed. And Donovan Mitchell, like here, I still think we have a chance to win this series. I'm optimistic again, but even if we don't, Donovan Mitchell deserves all the praise as well, because he has been nothing short of a superstar. Exactly what a superstar is supposed to be this entire series.
Well, and I think, too, you saw Darius Garland tonight, who only played 25 minutes, but I think just having him and Mobley back out there, because people forget Mobley brings the ball up, too. And there was like that play in the third quarter where they were starting to go on a run a little bit. Mobley brought the ball up in transition and threw the assist to the corner to, I believe it was Mitchell, I believe, was in the corner. And, and then obviously Darius Garland's your primary ball handler as the point guard. Mike, you notice he had 43 tonight, but compared to the last two games, it looked like an easy 43. Like you said. Like he didn't have to. He was able to pick his spots tonight. He didn't have to work as hard, to get them back in the game or keep them in the game. Right. He did a great job of he was able to pick his spots then, because having those other guys out there even to take the load off of him.
Right.
And then obviously defensively they played a lot better defensively. What do you think of the zone? I thought the zone, especially the 3-2, which forces the ball in the corner, but putting Mobley at the top of the zone, which Perkins talked about at halftime. I mean, they had a problem with that because his length, and then the Cavs did a much better job tonight. I thought rotating on defense, communicating. I thought their communication was bad the first couple games. I thought tonight, just with getting their guys back, getting their defensive player, their anchor back, you could tell just the energy was up. But what'd you think of that zone? Because, man, I thought Indiana got really stifled by that.
Yeah, I think as soon as they turned to zone, I think we found the key to, we have to play that constantly. Constantly, we have to be in zone. They really struggled against it. They struggle against, our length in the front court when we're in that zone defense. And I think that's kind of the key if we're going to come back in this series and win this series and take it back to Cleveland in a tied series. We absolutely need to stick in that zone. And another thing that Kenny did, which I'm glad about as well, is if somebody wasn't doing their part, they weren't playing that many minutes. Like you look at Ty Jerome here.
13 minutes tonight.
Yeah, 13 minutes. That's a lot better than 20. Cut that man's minutes down. Like here, Ty Jerome, scrappy little defender this series. He's created some opportunities for his teammates. He's an all right passer, all right ball handler, but he has been unplayable on the offensive side of the ball. I think he was one of 6 or something before he got cut or out of the game this evening. He has just been, I don't know. The Pacers are just a bad matchup for the way he plays the game. I don't know what it is. I still haven't figured it out, but I'm just glad that Kenny is seeing that too. And you're right with Darius. And another thing that I want to point out too, that I think having Darius back. If you notice, Donovan Mitchell is an excellent 3-point shooter, but he excels at catch and shoot threes. And when he has to create his own shot beyond the arc, it doesn't fall nearly as well for him. Tired. Yeah, especially when he's tired. He doesn't like to. He's not good at creating his own shot beyond the arc. He's an excellent catch and shoot 3 though. And having Darius back out there and just having that extra pressure of that ball handler that can attack, I think allowed him to be able to get more opportunities in the catch and shoot 3 game. And he obviously hit a couple of those tonight that were big.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right? He was able to pick his spots tonight, didn't have to force anything.
Yeah.
When I broke down the film yesterday from game 2, I just thought the offense had a lot of forcefulness, especially at the end of that game. And it gave Indiana a lot of chances to push the pace, which they like to do because the Cavs, they shot 47 threes tonight, which I still don't like. I think they got to take those down a little bit. When they get in the lane, Mike, I don't know what you thought. When I watched them offensively, when they attack in the paint and they move the ball around, and especially when you got Allen down there in the dunker position with getting either the floaters or the dunks, and when they push that ball inside, I don't think Indiana could stop them. They don't have an answer. The Cavs are getting in the paint whenever they want. It's just a matter of when they want to.
Right. They got to move the ball around. And here, if the 3 ball's falling, and it was at a pretty good clip this evening, I'm all for shooting all those threes. Hopefully Darius can find a little bit better of a rhythm in the next game. He obviously, he got in foul trouble early on in this game. 2 of them were ticky-tacky, so he didn't play a whole lot of minutes, and he's coming back from injury, and I'm sure it's still actually bugging him, but I think he'll find his rhythm in game 4 on Sunday. But it was just so good to see us back at full strength. DeAndre Hunter having that size out there defending. I don't know. I think he only finished with 3 points maybe. But
Hunter finished with 8 points.
8 points. Well, still
8 points,
8 points
5
and
rebounds. 8 points and 5 rebounds. He was 1 of 5 from 3, so he's trying to get a shot back from 3.
Yeah, the 1 3 he hit though came at a critical time in the 4th. I'll say that. And it's just so good to have those guys and be back at full strength, man, and make this series actually interesting. I was near crashing out when we had all those Pacers fans in chat. Like, I'm so glad that they joined and chatted in. We're always welcoming other fan bases, even if they want to talk smack. But God, I was so close to crashing out, dog. I was like, I never thought I'd have to take shit from Indiana fans, bro. This is awful.
Yeah. Hubble makes a good point here of another guy who had a great game tonight, Max Strus. He said
he's been having a great series.
Yeah, he said Max Strus is such a big part of this series, definitely under a lot of people's radar, or maybe we've just expected this of him. Give me your thoughts, fellas. Well, Max Strus, Mike, he was 8 of 12 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 5, or was it? Oh, excuse me. Evan Mobley had 5 offensive rebounds tonight. Damn. Mitchell had 5 offensive rebounds too. But going back to Max Strus, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block, 20 points, plus 32 in the plus minus.
Yeah, Max Strus has been incredibly. I don't know if Donovan talked to him or he got a talking to from coach, but Max Strus is doing more in this series than I've seen him do the entire season. Something that he's doing, he's actually he's following up. He's attacking the board. You'll see him try and get in on a miss 3 or something for a putback, or he'll actually attack and try and dunk and poster someone and get into the paint. And that's not really what we've asked of him all season. He was the catch and 3-and-D guy. That's basically what Max Strus is. And when he's on, he can hit the 3 ball at an incredible clip. But this series, he's been doing everything. He's been dishing it out. He's been playing excellent defense. He's been attacking the rim and actually attacking the boards. Max Strus is if he keeps playing like this, I don't see who can beat us moving forward. If we can keep playing like that, and if Garland can actually get back into his rhythm and the injury doesn't bother him to the point where he can get back to, getting that, 15 to 20 points a game, 8 assists a game. I mean, we'll be cruising. Yeah. But yeah, Max Strus has been excellent.
Shout out to Trill Hill. Nice to see you. He said Max Strus has had a great playoffs.
Yes, he is.
Shout out to B Skrills is back in the building, Mike. Our boy B Skrills. He said, "Let's shut this motherfucker down."
Yeah, dude. I want all these Indiana fans to go home sad, bro.
I agree. Joey DiBiasio has joined us now, our boy. Joey, welcome on in, bud. We'll start with Max Strus. Go back to him. What'd you think of Strus tonight?
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about you guys were talking about maybe putting in Okaro in the lineup, and I was like, no, man, just keep Struce in there. We got to stay healthy, and he's had a great series. He is he turns it up in the playoffs. You know, some people get complacent with Max Strus in the regular season, saying he's not playing well. I don't care about that because he delivers come playoff time. He did that with Miami. He's been doing it with Cleveland, which is why I'm glad Kenny continues to keep him in the starting lineup. He's next to Donovan and Jared Allen. Strus has probably been the third best Cavalier these playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think of the win overall tonight, Joe? I thought the biggest X factor to me was Evan Mobley on both ends. I mean, I thought he was just dominant tonight, and they ran the zone more. They put him at the top of the zone. Even he was guarding the guards. He was inside getting the offensive rebounds. I mean, Mobley to me just dominated the whole game tonight. What's your thoughts on Mobley and just the win overall?
Yeah, I thought Mobley played great. I think he definitely excelled when we went into zone. I agree with Mike that we should play zone more. I do like to interchange it, which I think Kenny did a good job of playing zone and man, but it seems to be more successful with zone. Um, but yeah, Mobley played great. He looked healthy. Darius looked healthy. Hunter looked healthy. So I'm really glad those guys came back and we needed them. I felt like our bench was still pretty weak. You know, you talk about some of the guys like Merrill, Dean Wade, Ty Jerome again. Those guys,
Merrill
once
had some
again,
shots. Merrill had some plays. Merrill made some plays down the stretch.
uh, I still would like to see more out of them. I felt like we didn't have that many bench points tonight, and
Yeah, we had
um,
16 bench points tonight.
yeah, that's not enough. We need more production from our bench, and you know, I was listening to you guys. I agree with how Kenny took Ty Jerome out early just because he wasn't playing well. I agree with that, but we need Ty Jerome to play like the regular season Ty Jerome if we're gonna
Or
make a
even
deep
how he
run in
played in
these
the Miami
playoffs.
series. Damn, he was great in the Miami series. He just,
Yeah,
I
he
think it's just a bad matchup for him. I don't know who's guarding him. I haven't been paying. I don't know if it's who switches on to him, Joseph. 'Cause
Um, Usually they haven't been switching though. If it is, I mean, it's Halliburton who's just if he's in the game, or you got
uh,
Matherin, or they got Nembhard. I think with Jerome, it's just he has an awkward style of basket. He has an awkward offensive bag, anyways. Like you watch how he gets in the lane, he always does like this little 1 footer. He's just kind of awkward in a way. He shoots awkward. Um,
yeah, I
I
mean,
think what he needs to do is try to get inside more and stop. I think I think Jerome gets a little three happy sometimes, or just shoot. He wants to shoot the outside shot. He wants to pull up in the mid range. He wants to shoot the three. But I think if you're struggling this bad, you got to find ways to just get a bucket and just kind of get some rhythm going somebody as myself who was more of a shooter when I played, and I didn't play at the NBA level, but just in general, that's how you try to get your rhythm back. It's just you cut off the ball, try to get an easy backdoor layup. You know what I mean? Try to find a way just to get a bucket or try to get to the line more. I mean, I look at his free throw attempts. He had 0 free throw attempts. So if I'm him, I'm trying to get to the line, attack the basket more. That's what you look at the other guys that are having success. Even Mitchell, I mean, how great is obviously Mitchell's a much better player, but he's attacking the basket. He had freaking 14 free throw attempts tonight. You know.
yeah,
yeah.
I think I agree with you. Yeah, Jerome just needs to do more off ball movement. Yeah, work on the inside and then let that develop your outside shooting. He does dribble a lot. Would like to see less of that. But at the end of the day, we need Jerome to play like the Jerome of old if we're gonna win games. I think Kenny's gotta balance that like how he did tonight, whether if Jerome's off, pull him out, but um, you gotta monitor that situation for sure.
And here, I I know I've been dogging Jerome since the start of the Pacers series. I will give him a little bit of grace. I will say this of him: he didn't take as many shots in this game. He was dishing the ball out more. because he knows he hasn't been playing hot, and he's been trying to create for his teammates when he is out there and playing harder defense. So I will give him a slight bit of grace because he's realized he's cold right now, and he is creating more opportunities for his teammates when he's out there and passing the ball. He's not taking pardon my French, not taking freaking 15, 16 shots, and jacking them up.
Yeah, I just think he needs to attack. I mean, in game 1, he had 21 points and 8 rebounds, or 8 assists, excuse me. So that's a pretty good game from him. But in game 1, he got to the line 5 times, and he shot only 4 threes out of 20 shots. I mean, 20 shots is a lot for him. He's not going to shoot that many now with Garland back. But you look at tonight, he shot the ball 8 times, but half of those were 3-pointers. He didn't make any of them. So, and he had 0 assists tonight and 3 turnovers.
And they were good looks too, which sucks. Like every shot, every 3 ball that Jerome attempted was a good look, wide open shot.
Yeah, I just think at some point you got to just try to adjust. You got to try to create rhythm. You watch like tonight when you watch Mitchell, or even Garland, when they're not hitting the 3, they start attacking, and they start getting to the basket, and they get back in rhythm. And Mitchell tonight was spectacular. Moving, going to him now. I mean, just this guy, Joey. I thought you watched the last 2 games. He had to work so hard, obviously, without Garland there. But I think just having Garland back tonight to take Mitchell out the ball more, just to kind of give him some relief, and not carrying all the load like the last game, especially. It was a 43-point night, but it looked like an easy 43 for him.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had a lot more energy this fourth quarter than in game 2, and that's mainly because we had a full roster. He was able to rest more, and then Kenny turned him loose at the end. I think. I mean, obviously Donovan had a great game. I think we still rely on him a little too much. Hopefully, Darius will not be in foul trouble in game 4, and then we can put more on Darius and Mobley in game 4. But Donovan, I mean, you talk about Donovan Mitchell just embodying like what Cleveland is about. I'm ready to put him as the second best Cavalier all time. I just think the way he's been playing consistently in the playoffs and showing up. I mean, other than LeBron, I don't see anyone else competing with Donovan.
Mike, you got any thoughts on that?
Second best Cavalier all time, huh? Man. I mean, I feel like there's some recency bias. I mean, I'll have to go back through my history, you know what I mean? I wasn't alive to see the Mark Prices or the Austin Cars of the world, so I mean, at least in my lifetime, but better than Kyrie, prime Kyrie. I don't know, man.
I'm a big Kyrie guy. I love Kyrie Irving, but Kyrie Irving never carried a team the way Donovan did. You talk about those early years with Kyrie, we couldn't even get to the playoffs. Trust me, I'm a big Kyrie guy. I love Kyrie, especially what he did for us in 16. But
I mean,
Donovan clears him, in my opinion.
I mean, to be fair to this argument, Donovan, when we initially got Donovan and had, I know we didn't have a complete like shakeup on the team, but we did add some pieces, and they had another year of development behind him and a new coaching staff. I mean, like Donovan under JB got us as far as the 4th seed. Like, to be fair, Donovan is our superstar, but I don't know if I would say he's a carry so much. If that makes sense. Like, yes, he's our superstar. We need him to do what we do. I think every NBA team, in order to win or compete for a championship, needs at least one true all NBA superstar. But I mean, it's not like Donovan doesn't have help. He does have Darius Garland. He's got Jared Allen, who's probably a top 10 center in the league. He's got Evan Mobley, who's defensive player of the year. I mean, and our bench hasn't played particularly well in this series, but we still do have a very deep bench. We traded for DeAndre Hunter. I mean, I don't know if Donovan's so much a carry. I think we're a very well-built team has a very good offensive mindset. I don't think Kyrie was ever asked to be the carry because the team that he was drafted to was abysmal until LeBron came back and they started making moves to actually try and win a championship. In my opinion, I would still put Kyrie as the second best Cavalier all time, but that's just me.
Well, I'll tell you this. Tyrese Halliburton isn't even in the same stratosphere as Donovan Mitchell.
No.
You see that beautiful chart tonight. Donovan 40 points, Tyrese 4. You imagine if Donovan had 4 points in a game, we would be blowing him up. Saying, "Are you kidding me? 4 points in a game?" Those two don't even compare.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think anybody ever said Tyrese Halliburton's a superstar. I think he's a very
I
good
know.
player.
I'm just making that point to any Pacers fans that might be listening.
And I think to be fair, Tyrese Halliburton is also he's still relatively young, right? Like what is he? Like 20, 24, 25?
Let me look.
He's around there. I think Donovan actually is only one of 8 NBA players in history to average 28 plus in their playoff career, which is a pretty crazy statistic.
Yeah, he's 25 years old.
Okay, so yeah, he hasn't even hit his prime yet. And I think Halliburton, like the Pacers are just a well built together team. There's not like a dude on the Pacers that you're like, oh, that's the guy. You know what I mean? It's like just a lot of really good players, like Miles Turner, underrated, great player. Nimhard, underrated, great player. Matherin's a great player. I mean, I know TJ McConnell's like a fan favorite over there. I'm not super high on him, but like, they got a Kyle Shepard, is super underrated bench player. Like they got a squad over there, man, and they're still super young. But yeah, as far as I still got to go with Kyrie, man. It's second best. I can't.
Humble says that overtime Spurs win in San Antonio and Kyrie was unreal. Also, nobody on the 2016 team is making that shot besides Kyrie. I don't even think D. Mitchell is that calm as Kyrie.
Yeah. And I think Donovan Mitchell's super unique the way he attacks the basket. I don't know if it's handles so much as Donovan Mitchell has incredibly superior body control than Kyrie ever had. But as far as just a pure dribbler and creator, I mean, Kyrie just takes the cake. And I know they play 2 different positions, but
I think they're both dominant scorers where they can both take over a game and really go on spurts and just go off for 40 points. I think, man, it's tough. I mean, I think Kyrie was better in the clutch over because he did it at a higher stage to this point, and Kyrie was younger too. I think we won the championship. Kyrie was 23 years old.
Yeah,
so he was pretty young. I mean, even those early years for LeBron, he was like a baby in the NBA. But I mean, D. Mitch is certainly going up the ladder. I mean, I think if Donovan Mitchell can somehow get this team to where they can win a championship and he's a Finals MVP, he probably is.
Yeah, if he wins us a championship and gets Finals MVP, we will revisit this conversation.
He probably is number 2 at that point.
I think if he gets us to the finals,
Kyrie was arguably the Finals MVP in 2016. You could have made that argument. I mean, I know LeBron won it. There's no problem with that, but Kyrie was just as important as LeBron in that comeback. I mean,
absolutely.
Offensively, he was the killer. He was the closer. It was like baby Kobe Bryant out there. He was just a straight killer. They wanted no parts of it. They couldn't. They had no answer for me. Klay Thompson, you threw on him, Iguodala. Nobody could stop him. But I mean, yeah, we'll have to revisit this. We'll see how far this goes. But back to this series. You look forward to Game 4 now, Mike and Joe. I mean, I think the Cavs will keep running that zone. I think guys are going to get healthier still. I think Garland playing tonight will help him get his confidence back, get back in the rhythm, and get back in a groove, which is only going to help this offense more. I like the Cavs' chances right now. When I watched Indiana tonight, you could see at the beginning of that game where the Cavs started on an 11-0 run, and Indiana called that timeout. You could see in their coaches' faces that. Yeah, I just looked at. They had that one assistant coach, the one lady. She was sitting there looking at Rick Carlisle. They just look kind of like, oh shit, they're fully healthy now. Like it's a different ball game when the Cavs have their whole crew. And I like the Cavs right now. I think they got Indiana. I think all the pressure's on Indiana in the next game because
Oh yeah.
they won those 2 games, and Halliburton had that big game last game, and he comes back tonight with 4 points, like Joey said, didn't play well at all, and they kind of got shut down tonight too, and got exposed in a lot of ways with a fully healthy Cavs roster. It didn't have a lot of answers for us. I mean, what do you guys think going into game 4? I think the Cavs got all the momentum right now. I think the pressure's going to be on Indiana at home to try to go up 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. And like all the momentum's in the Cavs court, as it were. And I mean, think about it mentally. Like you start 2-0 as the Pacers, you come back home, we get fully healthy. And if we're able to tie the series and then going back to Cleveland fully healthy, I mean, mentally the Pacers have to be a little messed up. Like, oh shit, like we just lost our chance to put this away, and now we have to go back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think that would be the series, in my opinion, because I mean, at that point, if we can tie the series, we're winning the series. If we win Sunday, we are winning the series, because I don't think mentally the Pacers is going to be able to recover from that, because it's different if you lose 2 in a row, you're not healthy, and then you get fully healthy and you fucking play with your hair on fire and you're coming back. Like, you're playing with the momentum, like you said, Joseph. But if you blow a 2-0 lead on a series and you're the underdog and you beat the 1 seed twice at home, and then you drop 2 games when you go back to your home court, I mean, I don't know what's more deflating than that.
Joey, what are your thoughts?
I think the pressure's still on Cleveland because if you lose that game, you go down 3-1, the series is over at that point. If Indiana loses it, at least you won both games in Cleveland. What's stopping Indiana from winning Game 5 in Cleveland? So I think at least with Cleveland, if they lose, the series is over. If Indiana loses it, they're still looking at like, all right, we won in Cleveland, we can do it again, and then we'll close it out back in Indiana for 6. I think whoever wins Sunday wins the series, in my opinion. I think this is the biggest game of the series.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the pressure's more on Indiana because I think this was a fully loaded Cavs team tonight. We haven't seen it the first 2 games, and I feel like there was in ways it made the Cavs stronger, obviously, and I don't think Indiana really had an answer for it in a lot of ways. And I'm curious how they adjust to the zone, and how we're executing better offensively with Darius back running the point. We're attacking more. I just feel like we looked like our usual team tonight that we're used to seeing. And I don't know Indiana. I mean, before the series, a lot of people picked the Cavs win because they thought they were just a better team, right? And so I think now you saw that tonight. They were both fully healthy and available wise. Guys are still banged up, but Darius looked like he was still limping there a little bit at the end. But I think he'll still be playing Sunday. But I think I'm pressuring Indiana to kind of bounce back and figure something out. I don't know what adjustment they make. I mean, some people, I know the announcers talking about maybe James Johnson getting more minutes. Yeah.
What was that, man? I've never heard anyone talk about James Johnson more than that in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
he was
crazy.
talking about him like he was, going to be the X factor of the series. I mean,
Yeah.
James Johnson's an enforcer player, but I don't know if it's. Yeah, what do you think about that, Joey?
That's like saying Tristan Thompson's going to come in and change the series. Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, is James Johnson going to just like flat out punch somebody? I mean, are they thinking he's just going to go Dennis Rodman on him or Bill Laimbeer? I mean, come on, this James Johnson is pushing 40, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, you can give him more minutes. That'll probably be better for us.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked a little rusty. He was in there too. I mean, he had a missed free throw. He had a missed I think he fouled somebody, or he missed a box out, or then he was okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that guy was just sitting there raving and ranting about that at the end of the game. There, I don't know who the caller was tonight, but I just didn't understand. I'm glad I was the only one that heard that at the end there.
Yeah, I
Go
do
ahead.
think Indiana is going to be a lot more physical in Game 4, whether if James Johnson's on the floor or not. I mean, you could see there were some pretty cheap shots in this game that the refs didn't call. I thought the refs, by the way, were horrible once again. I mean, obviously I'm biased being a Cleveland fan, but like you look at like Donovan getting pushed midair, that's a flagrant foul, and they didn't even review it. I mean, just certain things like that I thought were just horrible officiating. You talk about Sam Merrill, them challenging an out of bounds play and it ended up being a foul on Sam Merrill. That never happens. You never call that. Like that, just some really weird stuff. But yeah, I think Indiana's going to be a lot more physical in Game 4. We'll see who the refs are because they always have a big impact on it, and they'll probably. I mean, they're going to live and die by the three. I mean, that's what Indiana does, and they had some open looks tonight and just didn't hit them. So we'll see if they hit them on Sunday.
Yeah, they were 9 of 30, and I feel like the zone has really forced them to take shots they don't like to take. Um, I think their team likes to get to the basket more, go downhill and create and play inside out, and they like to play at a high pace. But when you make them, well, number one, when you're running good offense and you're attacking the basket and you're getting good shots and converting, you obviously slow them down because you're able to get back. But also, I think when you run that zone too, it makes them have to play half court basketball, which is not their strength. They like to push the ball up, downhill and get out in space and pace, like we saw in those fourth quarters the last two games. But I think the Cavs did a better job tonight. Like I said earlier, just being smarter on both ends, but and attacking the basket. That's why I say I know you shot 47 threes tonight, but I think they'll go back and look at that and say, we could shoot less and to keep attacking more. And I think that'll be the key for them. And I think if Indiana's going to be overly aggressive, if they want to be really physical the next game, keep attacking because look how Donovan Mitchell, he got the line 14 times again tonight. If I'm DG among these other guys, I'm just going to keep using it against them, and we'll get fouled, get to the line. I mean, Mike, what did you think about the refereeing tonight?
I mean, I think they were just bad overall. I mean, Cleveland got some calls we probably shouldn't have, and they got some calls they definitely shouldn't have. I just think NBA officiating all around has kind of lost its luster. I mean, there are a lot of bad refs in the NBA. I just always assume it's going to be bad all around. There are always certain teams that are going to get treatment. The refs always want to have an impact on the game. But I think it's not just a problem like, we didn't get enough calls. Indiana got all the calls or vice versa. I think the officiating all around is just bad. Like, they don't know how to call the game fair. Like, are you going to let the guys play or are you not going to let the guys play? Like, what are you doing? Like, they'll let the game be really physical the first half and then they'll start calling like the weirdest shit in the second. Like, it's just weird. And like, I hope the NBA addresses it.
Also with Hunter and I forgot what pacer he was chirping at. Those guys were just chirping at each other, and they gave him a double technical. Like,
oh yeah, and they both were talking. We were like, we were just talking about basketball. Like, you saw both of them say that. Like,
can these guys not chirp at each other? They didn't put hands on each other. I mean, no one. I mean, come on, fans want to see some of that. Let them chirp at each other, just as long as it doesn't get physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up too. I didn't get that either. I thought it's just too inconsistent. I think both coaches are going to get frustrated with it. I know Rick Carlisle was really heated tonight. He'd be held back at one point. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens Sunday. I think if you're the Cavs, though, just come out attacking. I think the team that attacks the most doesn't turn the ball over. The Cavs tonight, Mike, and Joe, from the team rebounding standpoint, 56 rebounds to 37. So that's a wide margin, and then 18 of those were offensive rebounds. And if you dominate the glass, the first two stats I look for is rebounds and turnovers. If you get killed on the boards, you're not going to win. If you turn the ball over a lot, you're probably not going to win the game. Now, turnovers tonight, the Cavs were -1. It was 14 turnovers for the Cavs, 13 for Indiana. So pretty even, but the Cavs obviously dominated the boards. If I'm the Cavs, I think as long as they just attack the basket and don't turn the ball over, I think they'll find themselves in good shape the next game. What do you guys think?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. I mean, you look at Indiana, and one thing that just popped out tonight is that I firmly believe Cleveland is mentally tougher than Indiana. They got what, 3 or 4 technicals just from chirping
Yeah,
at the refs
that's a good
tonight.
point. That's a good
Um,
point. I think Indiana gets too into the game.
and yeah, you mean you don't see Cleveland doing that, and I don't know. I think we got them right where we want them.
I think a good stat to point out tonight too. Both of our bigs from free throw attempts, Mobley 5 of 6 and Jared Allen 7 of 8. I would actually in the next game as well. And I said this after game one, and Mobley had 13 shots again tonight. He had 13 shots in game one. I would even get him more looks down on the block more. Let the two bigs play two-man big game down there like they did tonight. They really feed off each other well and get more out of that. I want to see Mobley Mike get a little more touches the next game and really just pound him down low inside. He's really good at I thought Mobley did a good job tonight getting some of the foul calls too, being patient as an offensive player, get to the line. What do you think about that? I think Mobley should get more touches on the block.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think you should get Evan Mobley as many touches as humanly possible. I mean, in my opinion, he's your second best player. I mean, just initiate the offense through Mobley as often as you can, and I think that the Cavs will be in good position. Um, and with that note, gentlemen, I'm actually going to leave the panel. I'm saluting on my end. I need to go to sleep because viewers of the show, you will know my cat, Marceline. She was nearly on death's door and had to go to an emergency vet, and I've been up for 24 hours. So, but she's doing good now. Cat's doing good now for all those who are inclined to care. But thank you guys so much for having me up here as always, Joseph. I love you guys. Go Cavs. And I will let your conversation continue.
Shout out to Mike. Humble, the link's in the chat too. You want to get up here for a second, Humble? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the game, or whoever's listening. The link is in the chat. Yeah, Joe, I think I like to see Mobley get the ball more inside, and I think that'll help. I think it's all about helping Donovan pick his spots more. That tonight, Donovan was able to pick his spots and have to force the issue and conserve his energy more. And I think that's why he looked at his 43 tonight. It looked like an easier 43 compared to the last games where he had to put so much energy into it. And at the end of the game, even when they're up, he's still out there in kill mode at the end of that game because he was all ready to roll.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Mobley would like to get more touches down low. I've been calling him Butterfingers because he can't seem to hang on to the ball. but
Yeah, he did drop a couple tonight.
Yeah, obviously, hopefully Mobley can get going more offensively. I think the sweet spot for Donovan should be around 28 to 33, 32, 33 points a night. I think still he just needs a. I mean, obviously we've needed him tremendously, but for us to be, a truly dominant team, is Donovan taking a back seat and letting the other guys stepping up. But unfortunately, the other guys haven't stepped up, so Donovan has had to carry the team. So obviously Donovan's done a great job, but you know I wouldn't mind him taking fewer shots and the other guys getting going.
What'd you think of Kenny Atkinson tonight? Hold on one second. He said, "I'm going to lot. Just listen tonight, Joe. I didn't get to watch it, sadly." Oh, you're good. If you want to come up here too, just share how happy you are too. We'd like to have you up here anytime. But thanks for tuning in. What'd you think of Kenny Atkinson tonight? I thought he was much better tonight. I thought the first two games he wasn't having a good series. I thought tonight his rotations were a lot better. I thought the way he staggered Mitchell's minutes, where he was fresher at the most important points in the game, I thought was important tonight. But what do you think of Kenny Atkinson tonight compared to the last two games?
He came ready. I mean, the last couple days is you can tell he seemed a little frazzled. His hair was sticking up, and maybe he was up late preparing for this game. But I thought he had a good game plan. I thought the players executed his game plan well, and then he anytime Indiana got on a run, he would call timeout and adjust well. He never let it get within reason where Indiana could come back. So those are great things to have in a coach. I mean, a game like tonight is why he's the coach of the year. Let's just hope it can stay consistent like this. But I still have full faith in Kenny. You know, I've been hard on him the last couple games, but I still think he's the best coach for the job, regardless of how the last couple games have gone.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the last two games, and I think he admitted after that game too, he said he wishes he would have did things a little differently and played certain guys more. And I think he probably was his biggest critic more than anybody. Because I think he is a great coach. But I thought tonight he got back to what he did all year, which is not only with the minutes wise, but also I thought the lineups he had out there too. I thought the lineups were really good tonight. They were more balanced lineups than we saw the last game. Obviously, you had more guys available tonight, but I just thought in terms of the ball handlers and just the way he shared the responsibilities tonight and just the offense too. I liked how you could tell he really hammered into them about running their offense more. I saw a lot more screening tonight, Joe. I saw a lot more pick and roll, high pick and rolls, trying to get downhill like we've done all year. I saw a lot more cutting off the ball, moving the ball inside, hitting the dunker like in Allen. And I thought the ball movement there tonight too. You could really tell he probably was in their ass about that the last 2 days.
Yeah, I agree. I think the ball movement was a lot better. I still think Indiana's ball movement is better than ours. I love the way Indiana runs their offense. We still are taking a few shots that are, you scratch your head. I know that's going to happen, but would like to still see more off-ball movement. I think part of it is like we're so focused on the defensive side and we're exerting so much energy on that side that sometimes on offense, guys don't want to move around as much off ball. Um, you know, Hopefully with having everyone back, that we can continue to have more off ball movement, better screens, better cuts. But night and day, way better today than it was on Tuesday.
Yeah, and we'll finish up. Well, go ahead.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. Sorry. Yeah, we'll wrap up with this too. I thought tonight too, just the having both the bigs down low. I mean, that match between Mobley and Allen versus Siakam and Turner. And Siakam and Turner are really good players, obviously, but I thought Mobley and Allen really just dominated them down low tonight. I thought they were more physical, getting the loose balls. Obviously, the offensive rebounding. The Cavs had 18 tonight to their 4. Um, yeah, I just thought the Cavs, when they dominate the boards like that, get those extra possessions for your team. I don't know if you remember that one possession in the first half, right before halftime, where we shot a shot, we missed it. We got the offensive rebound, we put it back up, we missed it. Mobley got the rebound, and we dished it, and we threw it. I think threw it back out to was it Sam Merrill? Then he got the shot for 3. And then there was
Yeah.
another one later on where the same thing. Oh, Mobley got the rebound and he dished it out to Max Strus in the corner, and that's 6 points right there, just off a second chance, offensive rebounds. I mean, what you think of them just dominating the boards? And I thought that really was probably the X factor team wise in the game. Just how big they dominated the boards, and just those extra possessions. And you leave our guys, our shooters, we have. You give them that many looks, they're going to make them eventually.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of size, I feel like Indiana is a pretty small team. I mean, Miles Turner does a good job, but and I think Siakam starts for them at power forward. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Um, and
They're bigger than
Siakam,
us on the back end. That's where the guard plays where they're bigger than us. That's it.
yeah, and Siakam's more of a small forward than a power forward. Um, So Mobley and Allen could really wreck a game, and we saw that tonight. Finally, both of our twin towers out on the floor. Um, yeah, whoever. I mean, I don't know a statistic, but I've heard that whoever rebounds the most wins the game. And if we can continue to win the rebounding battle, that's that's gonna set us up really well to win these ball games.
Yeah, I agree. Joining us now is the legend, the number one Cavs content creator out there, in my opinion. Tune in sports. Tune in. Welcome on in, brother.
Salute, fellas. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Good to see you. Obviously, much better mood tonight. Tune in. Cavs bounce back with a big win tonight. Get your initial reaction. What's your reaction to tonight's win?
Um, yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm excited. I didn't really get a chance to watch the game. I've been out all day, but when I did get inside, my home, I see the Cavs is blowing out the Pacers, and I was like, all right, let's keep the lead, man. Let's keep the lead. I saw a little bit towards the end. I didn't see the whole game, but from what I did see, um, Donovan Mitchell is again the best shooting guard in the NBA. Um, I've been saying this for the longest now. Yeah, he's better than Anthony Edwards. I was happy to see the guys out there. I said it last live on your stream. I said we needed 2 out of 3 of them guys back, but we got all 3 of the guys back. We got DG back, Mobley, Hunter. I was excited to see them back in the lineup. Just having their bodies, available, it means a lot. Even if they not scoring, how they usually score, just being out there, helping out, and you can tell DG is hurt. He's really hurt. But I'm happy that he was able to play through it. Whatever they gave DG, I was glad to see him play through his injury, and you could tell it's bothering him, but you could see the difference he makes just being out there, another ball handler, able to take pressure off of Donovan and let Donovan do what he do though. But yeah, from what I saw, man, I was happy, man. Um, the only thing I didn't like though, from what I saw, Kenny Atkinson, I get it because of what happened these last 2 games. The Pacers being able to come back, but I thought he probably should have took the guys out, a little sooner towards the last minutes of the game. But I understand you didn't want to blow the lead again. But I was just kind of nervous because we already banged up. That's the only thing I had to say about Kenny Atkinson from what I saw.
I think both the coaches were sending a message to each other at the end of the game because I think them putting in was it James Johnson, whatever. Yeah,
James Johnson, yeah.
and the guy in the call immediately said it. Now Joey and I talked about earlier how the guy went on about James Johnson for a half hour, but I do think he put him in there, Rick Carlisle, because he had 6 fouls to give and went out, put him out there and try to send a message. I think the Cavs, in the way, left Donovan in there, and Donovan kept attacking. He was out there. He didn't let off the gas. Didn't let his foot off the gas. He kept going and going and going and attacking, and getting over 43 points.
He a
So
dog.
yeah, I think they were both sending a message to each other that hey, you guys want to put your enforcer out there, and the Cavs are saying, well, guess what? We'll still bust your ass and hit the basket. It's not going to mean anything. Humble said, "Tune just woke up, laughed my ass off."
Nah, man, it's been a long day, man. I'm exhausted, man. I'm happy though, man, but I'm tired.
He said he didn't get a chance to watch the game because he was napping.
Nah, I had just got in, man. I'm just exhausted, but I'm happy that the Cavs is blowing them out for the most part, man. I'm excited, man. We needed this win bad, and I'm just happy everybody back. You know,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he said DG makes such a difference. Shout out to Parent John. He's back
yeah.
up in here. He said it's funny how the Pacers complain when they foul every single time and we breathe on them and it's a foul. Yeah, I thought it was funny tonight, Joey. There was that sequence in the game. I don't know if you saw this tune in the second half. Or I mean, the Pacers fans they were going nuts, and because they thought there was 2 calls they didn't get. The Cavs. I thought the best part about it was the Cavs just kept going and going and kept scoring, and I feel like that was really the turning point in the game because I mean, I know Indiana made that little run in the fourth where we put it back to 14, but I thought that stretch, Joey, where Indiana was going on a run in the third, and Kenny actually called that timeout, and they came out of that timeout, or no, that was a fourth, or no, it was what am I thinking of? In the third quarter, when they were going on that run, and Donovan took the ball and said, "Hey," he said, "enough is enough," and went down there and hit that little turnaround shot, and then I don't
Yeah.
know, got the and one, was it? Yeah, he got the and one. And it kind of just killed the momentum of their run. I liked how Donovan picked the spots tonight. the one I'm thinking about, the other one was the fourth quarter where they called the timeout and they came out and executed really well. And that was Donovan again. So really both times they went on a run tonight, Donovan was just he reserved himself, his energy more because he had more help tonight. And then when they needed him to take over and kind of kill their runs, he really went off and just killed their runs. I mean, they had no answer for him.
Yeah, I mean he is he is probably playing better than anyone in the NBA playoffs right now. I can't think of another player. I know we've only won one game this series, but in terms of just personal production, I think he's been the best player in this entire NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I agree too. And when you saw it from Donovan tonight, what did you see from him?
Like I said, I saw a guy who knows, he's a superstar, man. He knows he have help, and he knew when to, attack. His three shot look like it's falling. It's been better from the first two games.
Yeah,
Look
he
like
was.
he's getting it going.
Yeah, he was 5 and 13 tonight.
Yeah, that's better. That's better from what we've seen.
He
Recently.
got to the line 14 times tonight too.
That's good. You be aggressive, get to the line. That's being aggressive. He's not afraid to attack inside, man, and put pressure on them. And they've been they've been roughing them up, man. Even with that Obi top, I saw that Obi top and push. I don't know if
You
you've
can see
seen
the
it.
scratches on his arm too.
That's the A. He's a dog, man. He's a dog, man. I will say, another player I liked out there. I don't know how he did in the first half, but this is Max Strus. I really glad we didn't trade Max Strus away.
He had a great game tonight. Yeah,
I
20
told
points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Max Strus, right? Yeah,
Yeah, and he
like
was 4 of 8 from three.
that's why I said, Joseph, when I told you, man, I said, yo, we got to trade carries. We got to keep Max Strus, man, because Max Strus, what he provides, carries can't provide, man. He's Max Strus gives you that spacing you need. I don't want to say elite, but he's a pretty great 3-point shooter, man. At the volume he gives you, and overall, as an overall player, the effort, like we always talk about, like that's a player you just couldn't trade away, man. I'm glad he wasn't traded for Hunter, or because he comes up big when you need him shots.
He
He's
makes the
been
little plays too. He makes those like championship winning plays where like hustling for loose balls or just.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Joey. What are you gonna say?
No, I was exactly gonna say that. He's a better shooting Dellavedova. I mean, he's maybe not as scrappy, but he is doing all the little things that don't show up on the box score. And yeah, I agree. I never got the narrative of like considering trading Struce. He is a playoff player, and he's clearly showing it this series, this entire playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I like tonight too, and I don't know if you saw, but the Cavs threw out a wrinkle defensively, and both my film breakdowns of this series, I thought they just didn't. They were switching too much, not getting back, and obviously a team like Indiana likes to push the pace. And I thought the first thing the Cavs did tonight was they attacked. They ran their offense more and attacked. There was a lot more passes, cutting, screening off the ball, screening on the ball, getting inside, attacking more. And that's why they got those free throw attempts, which obviously they converted those easy. They got better shots, which helped them get back as they scored. But also on defense tonight, I don't know if you saw, they ran a 3-2 zone and they put Mobley at the top at the point of attack on the zone. And that long was he 7 feet tall and that long length at the top there, like Parham John said, man, Tyrese so corny, man. I can't stand that dude. Where was all that talking today? Tyrese Halliburton tonight, tune only 4 points, and I'm looking at his stats. 4 points, two
took
of
him out
eight.
the game.
He only shot 1 3, 5 assists, which is very low for him, and he has to be He has to be 8 assists or more for them to be really effective and at their best. And because he's the quarterback of their offense. What did you? I mean, that zone. They threw that zone on him, man, and they took him out of the game, and they put Mobley at the top of that zone at the point of attack, and it just shut their whole offense down. It was making them funnel shots to the corner and
Yeah,
having
he got.
Obi Toppin shooting threes, and if you're
I'll
the
take
Cavs,
that.
Obi
I'll take
Toppin,
that.
Obi Toppin had to shoot 4 threes tonight. He was 0-4 on all of them.
I'll
0-4 on
take an
all of them.
Obi Toppin 3.
Right. If Obi Toppin scores 17, 20 points, which I don't think he will, but if he shoots that many shots because he has to, I'm cool with that. That's a
Let him
win for
have
us.
it. Exactly. I'm cool with it. Yeah, zone definitely. Yeah, Kenny Atkinson. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson. We know Kenny Atkinson. He been running zone throughout the year, so he always switches it up. But yeah, shout out to Kenny Atkinson. Trying to stop their dribble penetration and stuff like that, man. I think we got a chance, man. I think the momentum starting to shift. I think we have to, once we win the next game, man, then the pressure gonna be on them. We gotta win
I
this
think the
next
pressure's
game.
on them now.
You think it's on them now?
I'm telling you, man. Joey and I talked about this earlier. Shout out to Dan, our one of our panelists here at the Real and host of the Fix. He said, "Winner of Game 4 wins this series. Hopefully, Ty Jerome can wake up." So yeah, we'll get to Ty Jerome in a second. Parajon said he can paint it. Talk about Halliburton. He can paint his nails with his girl tonight. Let's get game 2 now.
Because
Um,
Zesty,
yeah, but
Zesty Tyrese.
we talked about this
Uh,
earlier. I think the pressure's on them. I'll tell you what, too. When the Cavs started off the game on an 11-0 run, and we had all their guys healthy. You could see the energy was there. It looked like the Cavs that we've seen all year because they were fully healthy again, right? And Indiana called a timeout, and one of their assistants, the female assistant, she was looking at Rick Carlisle, and they kind of were just standing there, kind of like the faces were just almost like, "What do we do?" Like this is a different Cavs team now because they got their guys out there. Garland was out there making plays early on. Hunter was helping out with plays defense. I mean, they looked Mobley. It just looked like the real Cavs team, and that's why everybody for the series we said if the Cavs are healthy, they're the better team, and that's why we picked them to win. And I think the pressure's in Indiana because they couldn't adjust to that zone. I mean, Halliburton had 4 points tonight. He's supposed to be their best player. Your best player cannot have 4 points in a playoff series in a playoff game at home when you're up 2-0. It just can't happen. And I just don't think they have the adjustments to kind of match us. I think the Cavs now, because they finally did what they needed to do. That's why I was so pissed after the first 2 games. I feel like the Cavs really gave those games away because I think they are the better team,
yeah,
and
they
they
blew it.
weren't doing the things schematically, defensively as well. To the Cavs are when they're attacking the basket and they run the zone and they get back and they stop the ball. I don't see what else Indiana could do. I mean, because they are a pure team basketball. I mean, they don't really have the Cavs have guys that can go off for 40 points, and Garland and Mitchell and hell even Mobley. I don't the Indiana, they don't have those guys. They don't have guys out that are just like straight killers. You know what I mean? They're just there
Nah,
team
Siakam
basketball.
is probably the closest if you want to say Siakam, but no, they don't have no guy that can like just go out there.
And he's got the
Uh,
DPOY on him
yeah,
when they play man. I just don't see. I think the pressure's on Indiana. You're up 2-0. You were up 2-0, and they came back fully healthy and it really kicked your ass at home with their guys back now. I think to them mentally that's going to get in their psyche. I think all the pressure's on them the next game because they're at home because they know if we lose that game and now we go back to Cleveland, we got to go back to that rowdy house with they got their full roster back and we can't stop them with their full roster now. And you got to go back to Cleveland. I think that's all the pressure's on them. What do you guys think?
No, I hear you. Like I said before, I think the pressure's still on us. I think this is still more of a must win for us than Indiana. I think the momentum has started to shift, but if you don't win Sunday, it's almost impossible to come back. I mean, we know it down 3-1. If Indiana loses the game, they're still 2-0 against Cleveland at home. So in their mind, they're thinking they could still win another, which is possible, I mean, despite how great our fans have been. So I think the pressure's still on Cleveland, and we'll see what happens.
What do you think, Tim?
yeah. I think I agree with Joey. I think we have to win again because I think because it's still a must win. Like we lose the next game, you're down 3-1, right? So I think it's still like we win the next game and we see what happened there because Pacers already proved that they won on our floor already. I know we banged up, but I think we just had to win that next game, man. And I feel comfortable saying that, the pressure on them now.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I know we have to win. I just think I don't know, man. I just saw the difference tonight, and that they couldn't really adjust. I think if we have the same first half next on Sunday in the next game that we had this game, I don't see. I think you're going to see a lot of a lot of that momentum really shifting in the series. I think you saw it a little bit tonight at the end of that game. Shout out to Parent Joy says the change of pace with Garland is so key in the series. I agree with that. That's a great
Yeah.
point. I think the Cavs had to play one style the last two games because Mitchell was out there really by himself. That's the only lone ball handler. And Ty Jerome right now, I don't know. Ty Jerome tonight, too, in only 13 minutes. I mean, he didn't really play. He didn't really do anything tonight. Kenny Atkinson didn't even play him really in the second half. He was 1 of 8, 0 of 4 from 3. I think he had a couple turnovers, no assists, only 2 points. I mean, Ty Jerome right now he's really unplayable. And I think having Darius back there, it gets you back to running your offense. Can take Garland or Mitchell off the ball. And Garland's so good with the changing the pace. You want to play slow, he can play slow and run the offense. You want to play fast, he can play downhill and attack. I mean, he had a couple baskets downhill tonight, got to the line. But yeah, Ty Jerome though too, and he's unplayable right now. I don't know what happened to the guy that we saw all year. Yeah, he's really struggling this year. I think he's trying to force his shot too much. I think he needs to get to the basket more. You look at his free throw attempts tonight. He had zero free throw attempts.
Yeah. You know what happened to Ty Jerome, man? I know exactly what happened to him, bro.
Too
Um,
much partying in Miami.
no, no, no. You ever saw Space Jam?
Oh yeah.
I think the Monstars took my guy talent, man. I really do. I really think somebody took his talent away. I think some aliens, they came to the game
We
and they
need, we
zapped
need to
his
put a we,
talent.
we need to put a missing poster out.
We need help. Yeah, I don't know. Something happened, man. I think his talent has been taken away.
They would go for Donovan's first before Ty Jerome.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, we have to get a missing poster. I'm gonna make that right now, actually.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with
Uh, you
Ty.
know, I think part of Jerome's game was going the free throw line, like you said, Joe, and they're not going to give him those calls in the playoffs. He's not a superstar, so he's not going to get those calls.
I don't think
And
he's trying to though. I think he's trying to shoot this shot. He tries to shoot the three. He took 8 shots tonight, and half of them were from 3. That's not efficient basketball if your shot's not going in this series. I think you got to try to hit the basket. And they
yeah,
get Neal too, or at least get a hockey assist. Get a couple of them. You know what I mean? Like the Cavs when they penetrate, the Indiana they're having a hard time keeping the Cavs out of the paint.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think ultimately Jerome's just in his head, and that
Right.
happens. You get in a little slump here and there, and I'm sure Donovan and them boys will boost his morale somehow and tell him it'll be all right. It's just one game. I mean, or 2 games, but I if Ty Jerome has a good game, the Cavs win the game. It's that simple. If Ty Jerome does a good job offensively, gets 15 points, 10, 15 points, Cavs win the game. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think too in the next game? I mean, if you're Kenny Atkinson, how do you approach that with Ty Jerome? I mean, what do you still roll with him? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, you gotta roll with him. What you gonna do? You gonna bench him? You gotta roll with him, man. I feel like eventually he's gonna wake up, man. He can't keep, having poor games, man. I think eventually he'll wake up and get something going. I'll still roll with Ty Jerome. He's been one of your consistent scorers off the bench all year. He'll find his way, man. Just keep on rolling on. He'll find his way. I really think so. He had a great series last series. This series been tough. Just keep rolling with him.
Yeah, I agree. I think they got to keep rolling with him. I mean, yeah, I mean it's weird because he was. I mean, all year long. I mean, he was just. I mean, we thought he was 6th man of the year, and he's just having a rough series. I just think he's trying to find his groove a little bit, his confidence, like you said. But Humble has a question for you too, and he said, "Is Evan Mobley a spicy or is spicy P a killer?" Oh, go ahead.
Nah, he's not no killer. I'm just nah, he's not a killer. I'm just saying like that's like one of the top guys that you can go to try to get a bucket, but nah, he ain't no killer. Ain't nobody scared of no spicy P. Like I don't think nobody's scared of spicy P, bro.
Nah, I mean he had a good fourth quarter, but I don't think he was. I mean, I don't know what his stats were tonight. Let me
I know
pull
he got going a little bit. I think we went zone. I think he had a couple cuts to the basket.
Yeah, he had in the end there. That's something I think I'm curious to see how Kenny Atkinson's adjust that zone because I thought at the game they were able to get some of the switches and Garland was getting posted up down low, and obviously don't want to see that. I don't want to see Garland not only not guarding Siakam down in the paint, but also with his toe right now. I don't want to see him really getting a lot of contact.
Yeah, they're gonna pick on Garland or try to pick on Garland.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of that? How do they try to? I mean, he looked at the end of the game to me. I think he re-aggravated it when that one play where he drove to the basket. You could tell he was down. He was in some pain, but he kept playing through it.
He'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get him drugged up again. Get him whatever you got to get.
yeah, I agree. Maybe give him whatever they shot up in there tonight. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I like that he ran the zone tonight. I think he may have to mix it up a little bit. Maybe go to a 1-3-1 or try to get around from Garland guarding them down low in the paint because I just don't want to see Garland taking a lot of contact.
Yeah, want to try to hide
Yeah, I
him a
want to
little.
try to minimize that as much as I
Yeah.
can. Let's see what else we got here. He says Spider's going for 50 to tie it up Sunday.
Ooh. I hope not. I want him in that 28 to 32 point range and give Ty Jerome the other 12 to 15 points.
Yeah, I want Tadra to step up. Yeah. I don't want Spider to, have to drop another. What do you have? 40 tonight? 40?
43. But it was an
Yeah.
easy. It looked like an easy 43 compared to the other two games.
Yeah, I mean more yeah, he wasn't hobbling like I ain't gassed.
Oh, by the way, man, Ty was missing wide open shots in his head more than anything. I put a poster out right here.
Call Kitty X.
Call Kenny Atkinson. You can find him.
Oh man, come
He's
Man,
on,
active
man.
right now.
this man's been balling for us all year, and Cleveland fans turn on you so quick if you're not performing in the playoffs. I mean, myself included.
I
Yeah,
heard
man.
he burning his jerseys, man. They burning
Oh
his
my gosh.
posters.
What?
Yeah, somebody
Are they
sent me
really?
somebody sent me something. He said
Oh
they burning his
no.
posters, man. I said, yeah, I can't be doing that, man.
I tell you what though, that number belongs to Kyrie Irving. I don't think anyone should be wearing number 2 for Cleveland.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely agree. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. He, he got to change his. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that number 2 should not be worn again.
Humble said at Tune and Joe, Dean Wade was right about the physical of this team. Indy didn't know we were bringing out our defensive player of the year this game. He was the X factor. I thought Tune. I don't know if Mitchell had the 43-point night. I thought the best player tonight, the most impactful player, was Evan Mobley. He just dominated both ends of the floor.
So you say he was the best player tonight,
I think he was the best. I think he was the
or the
most.
most impactful?
Yeah, which to me, he's the best player. I just think what he did defensively tonight. I mean, he had
18, 13, 18 and 13.
18 and 13, only 13 shots. He had
Yeah,
13 rebounds, but he had 5 offensive rebounds, and then he also had 3 steals and 3 blocks.
yeah. I mean, yeah, having your DPO wild there makes a difference.
He's the X factor to me. They don't have an answer for him. I thought in game 1 we should have gave him the ball more down low. I don't think they had an answer for him in game 1. I thought in game 1 he had a pretty good game. I just think he is. He's in a groove in this series. I think. I know he's fumbling the ball a little bit, but I think he's overall. I think he's the most impactful player they have. They don't have an answer for him, in my opinion. But So you guys don't think does Mitchell need to score 50 Sunday in your opinion, or
I say
does he need to
I
keep
say
going
no.
40 plus, or what do you guys think?
I would say no. I would hope. I would say no because I hope the other guys will step up, like Ty Jerome, and maybe have a Sam Merrill or DeAndre Hunter. One of them one of them players step up. I would say no, but if he had to, he could.
Yeah, I agree.
I would just look for one of them other players to like step up. I know Sam didn't really. I don't think he got going this game. Hunter didn't get going, but Hunter out there trying to defend and stuff like that. Yeah, one of these other players. Ty Jerome definitely. We need Ty Jerome to step up, but I just think more players stepping up. You won't need Donovan to drop 40 again.
And I think the more, I mean, they shot 47 threes tonight, which is to me is way too much. Still, I think they don't need to shoot that many to beat Indiana. Indiana was 9 of 30 tonight from three, or I think it was 9 or 8 of 30 from three. Um, I think the more Donovan gets in his groove, Donovan really likes to get downhill. He can get to the basket too, and get those and ones, get to the line. Um, if you when you go back and watch when you go back and watch the full game when you're able to, or watch the highlights,
Yeah,
I think you'll notice like the 43 tonight from start to finish, he was able to pick his spots more. And like those points in the second half where Indiana went on those runs, it was like he had enough energy though because he wasn't out there trying to overdo himself. He didn't need to tonight because he had help, and then he was able to take over the game when you needed it most and stop their runs. But it was an easy 43 tonight to me. Like he didn't have to. He took some hard fouls obviously when he hits the basket. He got beat up a little bit, but it looked like an easy 43 to me. Even at the end of the game, I mean, that's the most energy I've seen him at the end of the game this whole series.
yeah. He looked like he had more energy from what we going by last game. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
just
that
thought he was able to pick his spots and just it looked like an easy 43 for him. Because when he gets to the bat, when they penetrate, like I keep saying this, when they hit the basket, when they penetrate inside, Indiana, they're having a hard time rotating. I mean, Jared Allen got a lot of looks at the dunker spot tonight. Either it was a hockey assist from Mobley or from one of the guards. I mean, or even I think even with Hunter, he got him a couple times. I mean, when they get inside attack and they get those foul calls because they're so fast going downhill, they're definitely a faster team in half court sets. So uh, I just think they have the advantage where they just keep attacking like that. I don't think Indiana could stop them, and it makes it easier on Donovan when you have Darius Garland back now.
yeah. I was just thinking about Darius Toto, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad he back though, man. I'm glad he manning up and playing through the injury.
I
I
don't
just
think you need Darius to really score a lot, though. I mean, you just need him to go out there and play point guard, like pure point guard.
Yeah, you need a point guard. Cause that's what yeah. Cause that's what he is. He's a point guard.
Yeah, I mean he only shot the ball 11 times tonight. Now he got himself in foul trouble. He had a dumb foul before the half where he I don't know if it was Benedict or Neeson. I think it was Benedict or
Probably
Neeson.
was Benedict.
Yeah, they kind of got him. He already had three, and he overreacted and shoved them, and they called a tech, obviously, or called the foul on him. He had to sit out. I think he kind of got a little made a hot head decision there, and it cost him. But I think if I'm done, if I'm Coach Axon, I'm telling Darius, listen, we just need you to go out there, just play point guard, run the offense, shoot the ball, and you get the looks, and let's make it easier on Donovan. That's all I need from. I don't need him to do a whole lot.
Yeah, cause that whole him being crafty and dribble. For I could see that he's in pain, so you're not gonna get the 100% Darius that we know can like break down a defender.
And I thought the other way too, Tune, when you watch back on the playback, that who also helped Donovan Mitchell out tonight was Evan Mobley with the ball handling. Evan Mobley had 4 assists tonight, and I think 3 of those, if I remember, he pushed it up in transition. They would come up and try to pressure our guards, and he got the rebound. But Evan Mobley, he could take it up full court. We've seen him do it all year. The big man that can bring the ball up. And there was a one play time where a couple times he pushed it up in transition and found the open guy in the corner. I think it was Donovan in the corner, and Donovan dotted the three. And it's things like that where I look at Indiana, they don't have an answer for that. When he pushes the ball like that, and you allow Donovan to get that easy look like that, where Donovan is just able to spot up and shoot the three and get the easier shot than what he's been taking. We have to force everything. I mean, it's little things like that where I'm just like, I don't see where Indiana can make the adjustments to stop that.
I am amazed with Evan Mobley's 3-point shooting over the last 5 months. The improvement in his 3-point shooting since January has skyrocketed. I mean, earlier this season, he would take a couple threes a game, and he just wasn't that good of a 3-point shooter. But he has worked so hard on stretching that part of his game that you can just see him turning into like a Chris Bosh type player offensively. I mean, he shoots threes now, and I expect them to go in. I couldn't say that in December.
Yeah, I mean, he's come a long way. You got anything you want to add to that too?
Yeah, I mean, he been shooting threes all year. For the most part, I mean, under Kenny Atkinson, I remember he had that big game against the Charlotte Hornets when he destroyed them. I forgot. I think he dropped like 30 or 40, something like that.
Yeah,
I
he
remember
went
that.
off in that game.
Yeah, he exploded in that game. So I Mobley been it's the confidence, man. You know, he didn't have that under JB, and he didn't get the opportunity. So yeah, he's definitely been better than last season, and they wanted him to shoot more threes. You know, Darius Garland, other players loved when he was shooting threes last season. You know, even if he wasn't great at it, just adding that to his bag, it definitely makes him more dangerous because he already can, take you inside now, and yeah, it makes him more dangerous.
Yeah, I like the aspect of him pushing the ball like that in transition too. Yeah, I mean, take it if it's there. He took it tonight, and he converted on it a couple times, making a nice pass. He's an underrated passer, in my opinion. We talk about his defense, all the other things he does, but he really is a multiple player. I mean, his passing, in my opinion, has gotten really. I thought it was there his first year as a rookie. He showed it in flashes. He would throw really cool, like great passes from the block or just pushing the ball in transition and making the right reads. And so, I mean, he is, like I said earlier, he's the X factor in the series. They don't have an answer for him, I think, more than anybody. He's just doing whatever he wants, in my opinion, just whether it's rebounding or shot blocks, steals. And then to put him at the top of the zone defense, too, I mean, I got to give hats off to Kenny Atkinson. I thought he was having a bad series up until this game, and tonight the rotations were better. And I thought to have that adjustment, not only to run zone, but hey, let's put him up top of it. And I thought that was a hell of a move, and that really hindered obviously Halliburton as well. So,
Yeah,
but
I think Mobley definitely needs to work on his ball handling though. I mean, he's by far the worst handler of the ball on our team. And he had 2 or 3 turnovers, just could not hang on to it tonight, from what I remember.
yeah, I think he looked a little rusty early on, but I think once the game went on, he started to kind of do his thing a little bit,
Yeah.
get back in his groove. But it's great to have him out there again to do have that option where you can bring it up in transition, and then obviously Darius. But I think it's great too that a guy like Max Strus is having a great series right now, especially scoring the ball. He had another dunk tonight as well too. I don't know if you saw that.
He dunked
Uh,
on somebody.
he had another tomahawk dunk
Oh,
tonight,
okay.
and he his scoring right now. I mean, he's like you said earlier too when you came in here, Max Strus. I mean, he's they don't. I think that's another reason why they don't need Darius to do a whole lot, because if Darius just finds Strus, I mean,
Oh, he can shoot that. He can shoot, man.
he's
When
on
he's on,
fire right now. He 20 points tonight. He had a
he
big game last game too. I mean,
he's been cooking in this series, man. I know he had some bonehead plays, but he's been cooking this
yeah.
series. He's been showing up when Ty Jerome had been showing up. He's been showing up.
Well, I only think that when I went back and watched that, and I put it in my film breakdown of that out of bounds play, that wasn't even his fault. He actually made the right throw. It was the play was to go to Jerome.
Yeah.
Jerome just got manhandled and just got let the guy swim him and catch the ball and steal it. So, shout out the thoughts on He said thoughts on Moondog getting a little bit of playing time with Tristan Thompson, Jalen Tyson, and my favorite all-time Blues rappers.
Moondog.
Shout out to your thoughts on. Yeah, Moondog was out there getting busy. I mean,
we could have used Moondog last game.
Yeah, I mean, they got their enforcer, and they thought putting out Jalen Johnson. I mean, we'll put Moondog out there.
Yeah, ain't nobody worried about James Johnson. I mean,
did you hear the guy at the end of the game? Joey and I talked about earlier, the announcer, the color analyst. Did you hear when he was at the end of the game? He was just Joey. What was it like? I mean, you heard it. He was just going on and on.
Yeah, he was talking about like how James Johnson can be an impact in this series. I mean, that's like saying Tristan Thompson's gonna change the series. It's like what are we talking about? Like the only thing I could see James Johnson doing is like pulling a Kelly Olynyk and hurting one of our guys. But I mean, I don't want to assume James Johnson would do anything like that. But they were just making him out to be like this enforcer. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I got Jersey next to me. Jersey, you heard them talk about that James Johnson. What'd you think of his performance when he got in there? Was he just enforcing everything?
That guy's he shouldn't be on a team. I mean, that guy. He missed both free throws. I mean, he bricked the free throws. I thought he was going to shatter the backboard. I mean, that guy's just trash. He's just.
What would you think about that announcer? He just kept going on at nauseam.
Well, I thought like, gosh darn, I thought Rick Mahorn's coming out or Bill Laimbeer or
like Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, this guy did. I don't even know why that guy's on the roster.
Now you were satisfied with Tristan Thompson's performance tonight. What did he do?
I think as I said in the chat, I think he brought the beach towel to wave. I mean, he had to have that. He was stepping it up.
He was stepping it up tonight. He made sure Evan Mobley had his towel ready. He had the Gatorade ready.
Hey, how many claps did he have?
He had the seats ready. At one point, he looked like he was starting to coach at the end of the game. He was in Kenny Atkinson's spot, standing there. I thought he was going to start coaching.
Waving that towel.
Yeah. So A+ for Tristan tonight with that. Brought that
A+. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say, I did see Tristan and Donovan hug it out after the game. There are some benefits of having Tristan on our roster. Having a guy that's gone to that level, I think helps Donovan in some regard. And plus, he's good to be a certain type of leader on the bench. So there are benefits to having Tristan, but he's not gonna impact a series like how they're making James Johnson out to be.
Yeah, Beast Girl says that mother effer James Jones. He said James Jones looks like King Tut.
King Tut.
Now he does look like a scary guy. He looks like somebody that does like to fight.
No, he really do fight. He's
yeah, he is a fight. I remember him. He's an old school. Yeah, he's an old school scrap guy.
He's trained. He's trained, and I don't know if he got a black belt. He's trained MMA. I think one of them things.
Yeah. But he's one of the oldest in the NBA. I'm pretty sure he's like 39, 40 years old, if I'm not
he's
mistaken.
a black belt.
Yeah. Yep, he has a black belt. Yeah, he's trained. Yeah, I know he has something.
But I get what the announcer was trying to say about enforcement and stuff. But he just kept going on and on, and I'm like, can we talk about the Cavs? They're the one that won the fucking game.
Yeah, that James Johnson thing, man. The little once he set the hard screen on Max Strus,
that's what it was. He came in to like he's like, watch what he's gonna do here, and the whole crowd was like feeding into it. And like, by the way, you're still down by 20. But they were so excited, and then he came out. Yeah, got that. And Max Strus just smiled at him too. Like,
I saw that.
Like, thank you. We'll take that all day.
Like, you think you're gonna hurt one of our players?
I will get the Cavs. One thing they're good at is selling calls. They will take. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. I mean, they'll act like they got hit by a missile. Like they you know what I mean? Like they'll act like they got hit by a car, and they'll go flying, and then they get the foul call.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's just my bias, but I think the Pacers do a better job. Like, oh my gosh, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name now.
No,
Who's
this
their
dude,
power forward again?
Siakam.
Siakam. I don't know why I blanked on Siakam. Man, he is a flopper. Oh my gosh, this dude is selling everything. I mean, I personally don't think that the Cavs flop that much. I mean, Darius for his size has to sell it a little bit, but you see any small point guard do that. You see Brunson do that on a nightly basis.
No, I
But
don't think the Cavs flop. I don't think they're not saying they're out there just flopping, but I think the Cavs are a more mature, emotional team than they are. Like you saw the Pacers tonight, they had a lot of. I think they had a few techs tonight. They were getting kind of real emotional. I thought they got too into the game. And,
oh, the Pacers. Yeah, I agree with that.
and I think the Cavs though they're very smart. You don't ever see the Cavs get out of. They don't get. They're always poised. They don't get a lot of those.
Out of character.
Yeah, they don't get out of character and stuff like that. But I think they use it to their advantage because they'll start attacking the basket. They'll sell calls because teams are overly aggressive, and I think they do a good enough job of like getting the call, but also keeping their poise. And that starts with your coach. You know,
Yeah, they do it in a way where it's part of the
it's
game, but
smart.
they're
There ain't
also
nothing wrong with it.
respecting the game at the same point.
Yeah,
I
there ain't
can't
nothing wrong with it.
I can't stand guys that take advantage of the game in that way where it's like it's disrespecting the game itself, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But well, gentlemen, it was a great post game tonight. Happy Mother's Day as well to all the great mothers out
Happy
there.
Mother's Day.
Shout out to the mothers.
Hopefully Sunday we get a Mother's Day victory here in Cleveland. But Joey, before I let you out of here, bud, what do you got any last thoughts? What's your early prediction for Sunday?
I'm gonna say we tie it up. I'm gonna say Sammy, our boy Sammy Merrill has an excellent game, and our bench will step up and we'll get it done by 10 points.
Yeah, the bench needs to be better. Our bench got outscored tonight, 50 to 16.
Wow.
So
That don't even sound like our bench.
yeah, our bench was not. Maybe they were a little tired because they had to step up the last game, but I don't know. But so you see the Cavs get it done, Joey. So we'll see the next one, Joey. Hopefully after our Cavs win on Mother's Day.
That'd be great.
Peace. Toon, you got any last words, brother? What do you got going? What do you see Sunday for the Cavs?
Hey man, you already know, man. Cavs winning. Cavs gonna win, and Ty Jerome gonna finally wake up.
Oh, you
That's
think he has a big game Sunday?
I don't want to say big game, but I think he'll wake up a little bit. I think we'll see more than what he had tonight.
A whole lot of nothing. A bench. He was on the bench a lot. He only played 13 minutes tonight. He was 1 of 8, 0 of 4 from 3. 2 personal fouls, no assists. He had 2 points, 1 rebound, and he had 3 turnovers.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he can't play no worse than that. I mean,
Yeah,
he's gonna
that's
be
rock bottom right there.
yeah, it's a little better than last game. Yeah, so he's gonna bounce back. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna have more than 2 points. I'm looking for him to be in double digits and have some assists and shoot the ball a little better, man. Hopefully he's able to wake up, man, and help this bench unit out because I know he can do it. We've seen him do it. You saw what he did last round. He has it in him. Just keep rolling with him, Kenny Atkinson. Just keep rolling with him. He's gonna bounce back, man. You can't give him on Ty Jerome. He's gonna bounce back. So I said Ty Jerome wakes up and Cavs win. And if Donovan got to score 40, he can, but I don't think we need him to score 40.
Yeah, I think the Cavs are going to win too. I just don't see Indiana making the adjustments that I don't think they're. I don't know what they could do to kind of match the stuff we did to them. I don't. They still got to try to figure out that zone, which they did a little bit at the end. I feel like the Cavs going to let the foot off the gas a little bit because they were up by a lot.
They figured out the zone, Joseph. They're gonna throw James Johnson in there.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to throw the enforcer out. He's going to
He's gonna
karate chop somebody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
out physical us.
he's going to put those. He's going to put somebody in a chokehold. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see what they could do. I mean, I just feel like when the Cavs play play ball the way they did tonight, which is to their strengths and puts them at a disadvantage, I feel like that's when they're at their best. And so I got the Cavs winning Sunday, and I think they win. I think it'll be a close game. Obviously, Indiana's going to play hard at home, but I think the Cavs probably win by 15 points still at the end of the day. Excuse me. I just don't see. I just kind of see it similar tonight a little bit. I think Indiana will have some adjustments where offensively they maybe take better shots, maybe they hit a few more threes, but I really just don't see. I don't see the Cavs losing Sunday. I really don't. I think they have the advantage right now. I think that now that they're back fully healthy, I think Indiana got a taste of what the Cavs really are tonight, and when they're a complete team, and so that's what I see. But looks like Tune had to get up out of here, so I'll do it for him. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to Tune In Sports. He said I got a call. All good, brother. Thanks for coming up here. Go subscribe to Tune In Sports, all Cavs content. You can find him on social media as well at Tune In Sports. How it's spelled right there on the screen. That's his logo, so you know that's him. Like you said, go Cavs. And go subscribe to Tune In Sports. I don't know when he's doing our next live. I'm sure it'll be pretty soon, but go subscribe to him. Check out his lives. You'll see myself and Humble and some other great content creators over there as well, like DFJ, I believe it is, from Philly, who's another great content creator. Go subscribe to him. And so go check out Tune In Sports. Best Cavs content creator out there, in my opinion. His whole page dedicated to the Cavs. And I think he does a great job, a fabulous job over there. They keep it raw, they keep it real. And he's got a great panel over there with some great guys. And so go check him out. And if you like this content, subscribe to this page as well. I'd really appreciate that. I could use your guys' support. It's a simple, free tap of the button. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. And if you like this, come back. We'd love to see you guys come on the panel more as well. I'll drop the link. You can come up here and give your opinion on the game, on camera, off camera. And shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Shout out my man Humble for holding down the fort tonight in the comments. Appreciate you, Humble, for doing that. He said, let's go Cavs. Yes, sir. And shout out to Tune In Sports. Shout out to Mike and Joey as well. And go Cavs. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.